On today's episode of Homeworthy, we're visiting the elegant Maryland home of singer, actress, and television personality Candiace Dillard Bassett and her husband, acclaimed chef Chris Bassett. Their space is a beautiful reflection of their lives together, filled with warmth, personality, and thoughtful design. From a chic and meaningful nursery to sun-drenched rooms layered with soft textures and statement art, their home balances comfort with sophistication. Enjoy!
Hi, Homeworthy. I'm Candace.
And I'm Chris.
And welcome to our home in Maryland. Come on in.
You're watching Homeworthy, where we believe every home has a story.
Hi, I'm Chris Bassett. I am the general manager here at the Blackwall Barn and Lodge in Maryland.
Hi, I'm Candiace Dillard Bassett, and I am a television personality. We are in the suburbs of Maryland, Upper Marlboro to be exact. We've lived here since 2020. We actually bought this house like right in the thick of the pandemic, but one of the positive things about buying a home in the pandemic was we got a really good interest rate, so we'll be here for a while. When I saw this house, I wasn't immediately in love with it, but when we came to visit, I fell in love with the high ceilings, the molding, the charm, and it had so much of what I wanted in a home that I knew that we had to buy it.
I just liked it because she did. It was easy.
Chris is actually a classically French-trained chef, so cooking is a huge part of our lives as a couple and a part of his life. So having a kitchen that feels inviting and warm and kind of has the chef's kitchen vibe was really important, and it was on my list of things that I wanted in a home for him. So when I walked into this kitchen and I saw how big it was and how inviting it was, I knew that he would like it. And he's pretty simple, so I knew he would like it, and he did.
I am simple.
Yes,
Yeah.
You are. Welcome to our kitchen. This is probably the heart of our home.
For sure.
We love to entertain. We are known for my ugly sweater Christmas birthday party in December, and people just naturally gather around our huge island. We set up food on this side and on the other side, and people just kind of stand in here and live their lives for hours.
Eat, drink, be merry till all hours of the morning.
Yeah, pretty much. The other thing that I love in this kitchen,
Yes, this is the best part.
our wine fridge. This was a huge selling point. Like when we walked in the kitchen and I saw this, I was like, yes. It's just a nice upgrade. And we, like I said, we love to imbibe. So this is a great selling point for us. It's great for entertaining. One of the special things in here is on the very top, we have wine bottles from our anniversaries.
Yeah, so every year we try to go to a winery every year, and so we get a bottle of wine. And then at 10 years, which is coming up in we're at 6 years this year. Wow. We're gonna break them out and have another party and all the wines from all the years.
And then I always write on it the date, and
This was year 4.
year 4,
2022.
anniversary, and sea bass with dill is our wedding hashtag. I don't know why I still have these, but when we conceived Jet, we did so via IVF, and these pens I used these to help
Inject yourself.
conceive our son, and they had to be refrigerated. And I used to do my injections like right here. So it just made sense to keep these in this fridge. And I just haven't thrown them away. And it's just a nice reminder of, this is how our son came into the world. So they're just in our wine fridge with the wine, which is kind of contradictory.
Yeah.
Because you can't drink when you're pregnant.
Yeah.
But that's where they are for now. Yeah.
That's where they live.
Gonal pens and champagne bottles. Yeah. All right, welcome to our breakfast room. I love this room. It kind of juts out from the rest of the house. And our house sits on a nature preserve, so we're like right on the woods, which is good and bad. Good because you get to be one with nature, bad because we are one with nature. So lots of bugs.
Privacy, you have privacy.
But it's very private. There will never be any homes back here, so it's nice to know that, when I want to come in here in my underwear, no one's looking at me but maybe the birds. So I love that for us. Yeah, this is where we eat. A lot of times he's working and I'm home with the baby, so we don't get to eat in here a lot. But when we do, when he cooks or when I cook, we always sit in here and eat. I'm really excited when our son Jet is old enough where we can all kind of sit in here together and eat.
This is like the peaceful room in the house. Yeah. This is, the chandelier is new. We had to do a custom job because of the way the roof was angled to build that so that it would hold the weight of the chandelier.
Yeah. I love this chandelier. It's
nice.
Restoration Hardware, one of my favorite stores. When I saw this in the store, I said, I don't know where it's going to go, but it has to go in my house. And it just works in this room. I love kind of the juxtaposition of the industrial with kind of the Victorian of the crystals. And I just feel like it fits in this room really well because the ceiling is so high.
One of my favorite parts of this room used to be that there wasn't a TV in it. So I figured there's a TV, multiple TVs in like every room in this house.
Yes.
And this was like, okay, no TV, we can come in here, we can eat, there's no distractions.
Right.
Her mother thought that this wall needed a TV. And ever since we moved in, it's been vying and persuading and coaxing to get a TV in this room. And I've always said no, no, and no.
And I agree.
Didn't need one.
Yeah.
You want to watch TV, you just walk right around the corner and you got one. That being said, she bought Candace a birthday present, and we now have this little TV on wheels. So if I don't want to see it, I can roll it out. And I'll be honest, it probably watch it more than almost anybody now that it's in here.
Yeah, but it's convenient.
It is.
And because it can be wheeled out. Honestly, I have a glam room and I wanted a TV like this for my glam room. So when my glam room is done, I'll probably let it live in there. And when my mom comes to visit, we'll wheel it out here.
She made a good choice.
She did.
She convinced us. And
yeah.
I get sometimes you just don't want to be sprawled out on the couch watching TV.
Right.
Just quick bite and it works. But this is like the calming, peaceful room.
Yeah.
Just enjoy. It's family time.
Yeah, I love this room. I love this table. This is also from Restoration Hardware. It's marble. And I love how big it is. I love just how stately it is. It really makes a statement in the room. I love that the base is so wide and just
Remember, this is the second one.
Yeah, so we got
There's a smaller one that we got first.
And it was too small for the room. So I did an exchange and had to go back and get this one. But I love this table.
Not fun. So heavy.
Things that are heavy are stately.
Yeah.
It makes the room look, it anchors the room. I feel like this is the anchor.
Can I use that line? Because I'm starting to get heavy. Does that make
Are you stately?
Stately?
Sure. Yeah. This credenza holds a lot of, I'm obsessed with candles. I have so many candles. So there are a lot of candles in here. There is a lot of decor, seasonal decor in here. I change out the placemats on the table every other season. So I keep the ones that are not on the table in here as well. And I love when I switch up for seasons or for holidays, just deciding what scape I'm gonna do on this credenza. So these horses are kind of evergreen, but at Christmas, at Thanksgiving, I really go all out and this completely transforms. So I love this.
A cornucopia of festivities.
Yeah, and then this is the newest addition to the breakfast room. I've been wanting a high chair for Jed, but I wanted a high chair that fit into the decor. I didn't want just the regular high chairs that look like
of course not.
high chairs, stick out like a sore thumb. No, it needed to feel like it was a piece of art in the room. So when I came across this, the brand is called Bloom, Fresco Bloom. I was like, yes, this works. It's quite the chair. It has a lot of bells and whistles. It has wheels. You can like wheel him out or wheel him back in. And I always knew that I would put it in this corner, and it works, it fits. We put him in here, we'll roll him to the table, and he hangs out and eats with us. Okay, so funny story about these pillows. One year for our holiday party, they were like in my mom's room in our house, and somebody brought them out here for the party, and they just never left. It was like 3 years ago. Yeah. And they've just been sitting up here ever since. I have a really good friend that is a journalist who, anytime I do an interview with him, he gifts me a pillow. So I actually have 3 of them. There's one in the dining room that we'll see as well. But it's so funny because he picked out the photo and he makes the pillow. So this is from the deluxe version of my album, Deep Space Deluxe. This is the cover. I love this picture. I think it's so fierce and fabulous. And this is season 5 of The Real Housewives of Potomac. This was my cast photo that year. I love this photo. Like, of my cast photos, there are 2 favorites. This is one and the other one is in the dining room. So top 2, the purple and the red. But I just think it's so funny that they're just sitting up here.
And into the living room.
The living room. My favorite room. Literally, the magic happens here. Yes. So this room is really big. It's like 20-something foot ceilings in here. It's a really long, pretty grand space. And we have this huge mirror on the wall here, which is probably one of my favorite pieces in this room, which makes the room look even bigger. This is also Restoration Hardware, one of my favorite stores, if you can't tell. When we brought this in, it felt huge, but I feel like the longer we've been in this house, it's starting to get smaller, right? Like, I don't know, it's still a big mirror, but the room is eating it up, I think. Same thing with our TV. Our television, it's a Samsung frame, which is why you can display art on the TV, which I love. And this TV is like 75, 80 inches. I dragged it in here when we first got it because I was so excited to open it up. And it's literally as big as me. Like it's as tall as I am. So I'm dragging it all the way in here. And now it feels small in this room. I don't know.
We've got room. You can get a little bigger one.
Maybe a little bit. I mean, I like that it's pretty even with the fireplace. Yeah. And in line with the windows. We did a good job lining it up there. But love our TV. One thing that's really funny in this room. So I'm really big on, pristine spaces. And I was really proud of this room when we first decorated this space. And I think it's so funny now that we have all this baby stuff in here.
Yeah, I wasn't going to say it, but I'm shocked.
You are, right, I'm shocked.
That it's in here. I mean, it's turned into almost like a second bedroom for him. You got the mobile thing over here, his jet, then a diaper pail, a toy box, whatever that is, a changing table thing, and a whole basket full of diapers, wipes, and burp cloths.
But I feel like I've done it in a way that's still baby chic. It's not like this is the most colorful thing in here. Before this, I was really adamant about anything that we brought in needed to still blend with the decor. Hence the Love Every Play gem goes with the decor in the room. The toy box goes with the decor. The diaper caddy, the diaper station goes with the decor. Even the diaper pail matches the decor. And then I went out of town and I came home and this jet was here.
That was me.
Yeah, so, when you let the men do it, it's not gonna match the room. But it's okay, because he loves this jet. Yes, so I make exceptions for our son. He sits in there and bounces for hours, and it's hilarious to watch. And he can hang with us and still have his own little area.
That's it.
Yeah. Oh, the couch.
And then there's the couch.
Oh, the couch. This couch has seen it all. It's like, this was one of the first things we bought, I feel like. Yeah, we had no furniture when we first moved in here. And I was like, I need to find a couch, but I want it to be like the couch. And I love this couch because it's so textured. I love tufted anything.
And it's firm.
And it's a firm couch, and we like firm. We have a firm mattress in our room.
Yeah.
My mom doesn't like that it's firm. She wants soft things, but we love that it's firm. It's nice for napping.
It is.
It's great for sleep if you want to sleep on it, which we have a lot.
We've probably slept on this couch as many nights as we've slept in the bed.
Probably.
It's real close. It's very close.
Yeah, I would say so.
I mean, the first 2 weeks that we brought Jet home, we didn't even go upstairs. We just stayed right here on this couch.
And he slept right with us.
Yeah.
I feel like the texture of the couch is what brings the room together. I love this rug. This rug is from our house. It was one of the more splurgy purchases that I made. But anytime you're investing in a really large rug, you want to invest in something that's going to last. And I'm really happy with this purchase. I think it also does a good job of bringing the room together. Our ceiling is a charcoal color similar to the rug, so I feel like it kind of brings the floor to the ceiling and vice versa. I love this rug so much. I love the texture. It's not too much, but it works in the room. It works in the space. Oh, I love everything in here. I love our chandelier in here. I think
she has a thing for chandeliers.
I do.
You've changed every chandelier in this house.
I have.
I know.
Well, I think chandeliers are important. They bring personality into the room, into the house. And I think a good chandelier is what changes a home from a builder grade home to your home. Oh, I love these candelabras. They're antique. I found them on, where were they? On eBay. They took forever to get here. Then they got lost and I thought I wasn't gonna get them. And then one day I went outside in the yard and they were just sitting and like somebody threw them and drove off. So we got them. So it doesn't matter how they got here. But I love them. They, I think, just add charm to the room because they are antique. I think it's funny that my Tom Ford coffee table book has a Dr. Seuss book on top of it. I think that just epitomizes our life now. That's parenthood. We had been looking for a home for almost 2 years before this, and I wasn't finding anything that I liked. Everything that I was looking at was either way out of our budget or needed a lot of work to be what I wanted it to be. So one weekend, my mom and my godmother and I were just out on the beat looking for houses, and we finished for the weekend and went back home, and I was like, well, there's this one other house that I'm not really sure about, but maybe we could go look at it. And I showed it to my mom. My mom is like, we have to go see this house. This could be the one. And I was like, I don't think so, but we can go look. So and it was this house. We literally, because the pictures online just didn't do it justice. It was a custom build in 2015. So it was fairly new at the time, but the photos were not wowing me, so I wasn't really excited about it. But when I walked into the front door, I was just immediately blown away. Again, the high ceilings, the molding, the 2-story foyer, the 2-story living room, the huge open kitchen. I knew I wanted an open concept home, and this house had probably, I say 95% of what I was looking for in a home. And having looked at homes for 2 years before this, I knew exactly what I wanted. I knew what to look for. I knew red flags versus green flags. I knew. So when I saw this, it was just checking boxes. It felt like it was my home as soon as I walked into it.
I had the complete opposite experience. After 2 years of looking at every house between here and Southern Virginia, I had been worn out of the process, and I've been hearing all the things, and I was like, listen, find one, and when we get to the home, I don't think I saw this house the first time until the home inspection. But I remember one of the first times we went and looked at a house, I didn't open one of the closet doors. It was like a linen closet, and I got berated because I wasn't involved in the process.
You have to be
I didn't
thorough.
look
Yes.
in the linen closet.
Well, if we're gonna live in a house and you don't know what the linen closet looks like, how can you buy a home and not see every square inch of the house?
Seen a few linen closets. They have shelves, and you put towels in there.
This is why I was the one looking for the house.
Why I only came at the inspection.
All right. Okay, welcome to our foyer. This is literally the welcome room in the house when you come through the front door. I am obsessed with our staircase. I think when we walked in here, this was the first thing that wowed me. I love a curved staircase. There's just charm and personality and just a wow factor.
Makes for great photos.
And it does make for great photos. We actually should do more photos. This is another chandelier that I replaced. I'm very proud of that. This chandelier is actually as big as I am. It may not look like it, but it's huge, and it suits this room. This is a grand room. It's a 2-story foyer, and it needed a 2-story chandelier. And voila, there you have it. I take a lot of pride in this foyer table. This floral arrangement is something that I put together myself. I did not buy it like this. Most of these are from, this is mostly from Home Goods. Florals here, they're silk, nothing is real. I like it because you can just leave it and not think about it. And I like to think that it looks real-ish, real enough.
It does.
Oh, thank you. Every season I change out this table. This is my spring scape. I love a coffee table book, like I'm obsessed with them. And I'm a huge Dior girl, so I have a Dior book here. I don't know where I got this Living with Roses book, but I just like the colors. And the same with this one. It feels like spring, and it works. It's simple, but it feels inviting, I think, and it makes me happy. When I walk downstairs and I see this table, it makes me feel good. And
it's bright and cheery.
Yeah. And again, every season I change it out. So at Christmas, it's something different. At the start of the fall harvest season, it's something different. So yeah, I feel like it reflects the mood of the house. And this is what you see when you first walk in, so.
And then it blends right into the dining room and the colors.
Uh-huh.
Whether it's spring, summer, fall, it works.
Yeah. This is our dining room. I love this room. I love this room for a lot of reasons. I guess I would start with these antique emerald green velvet chairs. These were custom made somewhere, but I got them from an antique shop in North Carolina. And they're all kind of different, which I like. They're the same chair, but just a little bit different because they are antique and handmade. Yes, they just add so much personality to this. I think this is, when you walk in here, or when you walk by here, your eye is always gonna catch the velvet. Again, I love texture, so velvet made sense in this room.
This table was a nightmare.
Oh my God.
This is the third one.
Whew, this table was a nightmare.
The first one was just broken.
Yes.
Came broke.
Well, it was broken. So there are 2 leaves in here.
And that was the second one.
Oh.
I think that was the second one. The first one was just broken.
Okay.
And this thing is heavy.
It's very heavy.
Like literally to move this, I was on my back with my feet on it, lifting it with my feet to slide it. But then, so we get the second one, and as we're putting it together, the tracks for the leaves didn't line up, and it literally splintered the whole thing. And so we got a third one.
Yeah, it was.
This one is finally.
It was not fun.
Able to put together and just leave right where it is.
Yeah.
Never to move again.
Never to move again. But it was worth it because how many amazing formal dinners have we had in here?
A lot.
We do.
In 5 years, we've had a lot.
Yeah, we love to host. So we host Easter. We just say Easter in here. We host Christmas dinner.
And
we do a Bassett Christmas Eve dinner
my
with
side of the family,
all of the Bassets. There are a lot of Bassets.
There's a lot.
So we fill up this table. We'll do a kids table sometimes in the foyer, and we sit here. This is my chair with my pillow. This is the other Potomac pillow, my other favorite cast photo, and Chris sits there. These are also antique balloon chairs, I believe also from North Carolina. Yeah, I love them. They're so unique, they're so different. Again, I love the texture. I think it goes really well with everything else in the room, the table with these chairs. One thing I love that's like charming about a dining room tablescape is when your candles burn down and they leave the wax. I just think it looks cool. I think it looks like the house is lived in. It looks like a good time was had.
Clearly, we spend some time in this room, but not a lot.
Why?
Well, there's not a lot of wax on there yet.
That is a lot.
In 5 years.
Well, I change them out often enough, but this is a lot of wax. And obviously the candle has burned down. This was from Easter. We sat in here all night on Easter. But I also changed this out for every season. This is clearly the spring moment. But for Christmas, it's something totally different. Fall, totally different. This wallpaper, I'm obsessed
This is a great
with the
idea.
wallpaper.
When you were trying to explain this to me, I had no idea what you were talking about.
Really? Well, what did I explain?
You were just telling me wallpaper, but it's artwork. And
Yeah.
it's going to look like a painting. And
Yeah.
Like wallpaper, I'm thinking of the 70s and the stuff we used to have in the house.
Yeah.
But this, it turned out really, really nice.
It looks like a mural.
It does.
Which is what I wanted. I love foliage. Again, I think maybe because of the texture, but if you're familiar with Dior, the brand Dior, they have a style that's called toile de juillet. And this reminds me so much, yes, of toile de juillet. It reminds me a lot of their toile de juillet pattern. That pattern just makes me really happy. I have it on a few bags in my closet. So it's kind of inspired by the Dior toile de juillet pattern. And it just feels like Alice in Wonderland. It's whimsical. It's like almost you could get
like New Orleans Bayou, but you know, that works too.
Yeah, you could get lost.
You can.
In it.
I find something new in it every time.
Yeah, it's great. And
What do you think? Are these people fishing right here?
I feel like these are people.
Right, they're fishing.
Are they? Maybe, yeah. Or skipping rocks or something. Yeah, I've always thought that.
Yeah.
That those are people. Yeah, this is the other focal point of the room.
It really makes the statement for this room, I think.
It does. And because our home is an open concept, the gift and the curse of an open concept is everything has to kind of match on the floor. It has to complement. And this definitely complements the rest of the house, the rest of the floor. Yeah.
Openness and depth.
Yeah, right. It makes the room bigger. I love the paint in this room. I went to great lengths to find the right shade of gray with brown undertones. I'm not a fan of blue, and I don't like grays with blue undertones. But there are as we know, there are more than 50 shades of gray. And I didn't want blue undertones. And it was so hard to find. And when I did, I just felt really accomplished. So there are 2 shades of gray in here. The ceiling is the same as the wainscoting. Ceiling just is a matte. The wainscoting is a gloss, a high gloss. And then the main wall is a semi-gloss. I love the gray in here. This is my favorite coloring in the house, for sure. Something I'm not a big fan of in this room is this chandelier. This is not one of mine.
That's where I pulled the plug on spending.
Well, yeah.
We had done, let's take a break.
Yeah, we'd done a lot at this point. And the chandelier that I want is very expensive. Yeah. So he was being
we'll get it eventually.
A grouch and wouldn't let me have it. But I do, so the plan is to have, it's like a bowl-shaped crystal chandelier in here. And I also want to get a mirror for this wall. Something belongs there, and I think it's a mirror. But yeah, I love this room. Sometimes I'll come in here and work.
Yes.
Like I'll sit here or sit there and...
There was the one day I couldn't find you in the house.
Oh yeah,
like I could hear you.
Yes.
But I couldn't find you because you were curled up in this balloon
Yeah,
chair thing.
you can just get lost in these chairs. It's amazing. This is probably one of the newer rooms in our home. This is my office. Yes. I am obsessed with this room, obviously because of the paint. This paint is Faro and Ball, and this color is actually, funny enough, it's called Breakfast Room Green. This is not the breakfast room, but this color. I love this color in general, but when I saw it, I needed it to go somewhere in the house. And when we were deciding to finally finish my office, this felt like the place for it to go. And again, I had to make sure that this color would go with the rest of the house because the office kind of feels like it flows into the rest of the house, and I feel like it does. It's the one true pop of color that we have. Because they call us sad beige moms, the moms that don't like to have color in their homes or on their babies. So I'm a proud sad beige mom. I'll wear that with pride. We had these shelves custom done. This wasn't here when we moved in. We literally had the contractor come and he cut all of the shelves in the front yard.
Built it in the front yard.
Came in and built them in here. Built the cabinets, the drawers. We got these handles online. I love books. I love to read. This isn't even all the books. I have to put the rest of them up.
I know I had to loan you some of my cookbooks to fill space.
Chris has probably as many books or probably more than I do. You have a lot of books. So these are some of Chris's books. I grew up reading a lot of Babysitter's Club books. I don't have them up here because I just feel like
You're
grown.
an adult now.
I'm an adult. If I have a daughter, I'll give them to her. But I do have anyone that knows Anne M. Martin, she did this diary series, which is kind of a spin-off of Babysitter's Club. So I do have those because I love those. And they're cool because literally it's like writing, like the characters wrote in the books, which I always thought was neat. And each one has different handwriting. So this is Sunny's writing. And I loved this series growing up. I also loved mysteries. I'm a huge Mary Higgins Clark fan, so I have a lot of her books up here. Emily Giffin is another author that I like. I'm obsessed with her. If you're familiar, what is her name? Kate Hudson, several years ago now, did the film adaptation of the book, Something Borrowed. This book is juicy. If you need a book to read, this book is good as hell. I'm just saying. And Emily did not pay me to say this. This is a good ass book. It's juicy, it's salacious, it's funny, it's relatable, but not. Get this book. And then when you're done with this one, you need to get the sequel, which is Something Blue. I'm just telling you. But all of Emily's books are my favorite. I've never picked up a book of hers that I did not absolutely love. And then, funny enough, I have a series of Housewives books. Heather's new book is not up here yet, but I have Margaret Joseph's book here, and love me some Margaret. I have, where are the rest? I have Heather Gay's first book, Bad Mormon. Good book. Get that one. And I have the Housewives, I guess, manual. I don't know what to call this. Not All Diamonds and Rose, which was written by my good friend Dave Quinn. It's good. It's an oral history of Housewives. So we're all in here. Dolores, Catania, Caroline Manzo, Sheree, Carlos King, who produced Atlanta Housewives for years. He's a legend. The New York Girls, Andy's in here. Sonia's in here, Tamara, I'm in here. We're all in the book. So this was cool to be a part of history in this way. Yeah. Oh, and then what to expect when you're expecting. This is a classic when you're...
Pregnancy staple.
Yeah, you gotta have it. I took notes, as you can see. It's important. Yeah, I love books. I love to read. A lot of these are my college textbooks. I was an African American Studies minor, so a lot of these are from my AFAM classes. I have some communications books. I was a journalism major that I still use. Some of the anthologies I still read. The AP style book I will still look at. It's changed, obviously, but I will still look at that. So I love books. I love to read. Oh, this is my first album cover, Deep Space. I love vinyls, so it's cool to keep that up there. This is from one of the times I went to the White House. I think I was with the Recording Academy.
Yes.
I stole it because I was like, I have to have this. Like, it has my name on it and that I'm an artist, which I am. This should look familiar. This is the pillow from the breakfast room. This was after my Atlanta show.
Yeah, wrapping up the first tour.
We wrapped up my first tour in Atlanta. I did a city winery tour, and my team, when I came off the stage, they had like balloons, and cake, and they had printed this out, and my team signed it. So it doesn't belong here, but I like it here. So it's here for now until I find somewhere else to put it. Oh, I should probably talk about the crown. This is my Miss United States crown. I was crowned Miss United States in 2013. Once a pageant queen, always a pageant queen, as they say. So I felt like it was appropriate to put this up here. And I like it because when I'm sitting at my desk and I'm on a Zoom call, the crown is right over my head. So I thought that was kind of smart. And then these are some of my other crowns and a few other accolades. So my regional title was Miss Capital City. And then from there you go on to compete in the state. And I competed for Miss District of Columbia and I won Miss DC. And then I won United States. So that's the order. These are just a couple of awards. This was the Las Culturistas, if you're familiar with that podcast. It's a really popular podcast. And I won an award for my single Drive Back. And then also for Drive Back, I believe, wasn't it Drive Back? That I won BravoCon Song of the Year for Drive Back, which I was really proud of. And I love that the gay shark is the emblem for the Bravos. Yeah, and then I won an award for our local radio station as Woman of the Year, which was really cool. So yeah, like, I love this room. I love my desk. This was a custom piece from a place called Mod Shop. They have a lot of great stuff if you're looking for furniture-wise. Modshop1.com, I think, is their website. They will literally custom make anything. If you see something on their website and you want it to be bigger, smaller, change the handles, they will do it. So this desk, this is a dining room table, actually, and it was bigger, so I had them make it smaller, and I had them put this glass top on it. But I love it because it brings a little bit of a modern vibe into this room. I like to mix sort of modern and traditional styles, but I love this desk so much. I think it makes the space sexy. I love it. And then I have balloon chairs in here again. So when I'm sitting at my desk, Chris will come in and sit in the chairs and we'll talk about
life,
taking over the world, or whatever we're doing. So I love these. I love the light wash on them. It took me forever to find chairs for this room. I kept going back and forth, didn't know what I wanted to do. And then I said, might as well, because they go with the chairs in the dining room. So it makes the floor feel like it flows. I love this vintage Howard University portrait. I am a proud double graduate of Howard University. I have my bachelor's in communications from Howard, I recently got my master's in business administration from Howard as well. So I am a Howard girl forever. I am a huge advocate of HBCUs and the work that they do in the community. And so I'm really proud to have this on the wall as a reminder of not just what I've done, but the people who've come before me that worked to create a space for HBCUs to thrive. So yeah. Oh, this credenza I love because this was a labor of love. So this rattan was like a lighter, like yellow color, and I hated it. So I spray painted it. So I had to like tape it all up and tape the inside and spray paint it and then like touch it up because I messed up a little bit. You can't tell, I hope. If you can, don't say anything. But yeah, I love this piece. I think it kind of goes with the room. Again, it's kind of that French provincial style. This is another scape that I will change out for the seasons. I maybe change this one out twice a year, maybe. Definitely Christmas, well, 3 times. Christmas, fall, and spring, summer, I'll keep it like this. So this is my spring, summer vibe for this table. Oh, I love this rug. Again, you're gonna hear me say texture a million times. I love the texture. It's simple, but still ornate. My niece dog, my sister's dog, she's a cockapoo. She thinks this is her pee pad. So I've had to come in here and clean the rug a few times, but you know, shout out to Peppa. We love you, Peppa. Mm-hmm. This is a real plant. Her name is Cynthia. She's a peace lily. If you're not a plant person and you need a plant that can stand the test of time, get you a peace lily. Because when I tell you, I have killed Cynthia 5 or 6 times and she comes back to life. So yeah, like she will die and just be drooping and halfway to see the king, and I'll just give her some water and she comes back to life. And I guess because it's spring, she's getting her spring flowers. And have you all seen this trend on TikTok where they're talking to the trees and the plants and like move when you talk to them?
No.
Well, they say you can talk to plants and sure. They respond. And I think they did like an experiment where they talked positively to a plant for a week, and then they talked negatively to a plant for a week. And the plant that got the positive talk grew and thrived, and the plant that was getting the negative talk died. So sometimes I'll talk to her and I'll just walk by and say, "Hey, girl."
Maybe they just watered one and didn't water the other one.
No,
I think.
I think there's truth to it. Like plants, nature it's a part of life, and sure. they're living beings, so they respond to positive reinforcement. I think. Circle of life. So sometimes I'll just walk by and say, "Hey, girl, you look good today," and then I'll come back and she'll be a little perkier. So talk to your plants. If you're a low maintenance plant person, get you a peace lily and have some peace in your life. Welcome to the nursery. I love this room. This is the most recent.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
This would be the most recent.
We just had the baby 7 months ago now. So this was a guest room. So there was like a queen size bed in here. There were nightstands, that the chair was in here, but I knew that I wanted this to be the nursery because it's across from our room and it's a nice size. He can grow into this room if we ever need, when it's time to change out the bed. It's just it's a pretty simple space.
Yeah, it's not over the top.
Yeah.
It's got kitty stuff, but
it's not too kitty.
Right. Like those bright blues and oranges and reds.
Yeah.
In your face.
This is sad beige mom. Here we are. We're in it. We're living in it right now.
It's not so sad.
Yeah, it's not sad. I don't know why they call us sad.
I don't know.
I love beige.
It's not color.
Taupe.
People equate bright colors with cheerfulness.
Yeah. This is cheerful. It's peaceful.
It's very peaceful. Like this mural here.
Yeah.
And then with not a traditional mobile, but with the hot air balloons over there, like, you get it looks like it's like a 3D experience type thing.
So again, I'm on theme, on brand with my wallpaper. This definitely feels similar to the dining room wallpaper. I think it also kind of gives like a Toile de Jouy vibe, an Alice in Wonderland vibe. I literally just came across this on Pinterest, I think. I think the brand is called Bellicor, I'm not sure. But I had someone come and install it, and I loved it. It just transformed the room for me. And you can see it from the hallway, from outside, and it still feels like it's a part of the house. That was really important to me, that everything kind of felt cohesive, and it does. These hot air balloons were a part of the decor at our baby shower. And they were just hanging in the ceiling. I said, I need to have those. And so they gave me 3 of them, and I literally climbed on top of the crib and had my sister spot me, and I screwed them into the ceiling to make sure that they never fall on Jet's face while he's asleep in the crib. That would be terrible. I love this crib. It's a crib, dresser, changing table situation. And I love the white or light wash of the wood. I think it looks great in here. This brand is called Bellini. They are an amazing nursery brand. They have all different kinds, different styles. If you're looking for a darker wash or a more modern look, they have all different styles. So Bellini, check them out. This is his camera, the Nanit camera. The actual camera is in our room right now, but it's very important when you have a baby that you are able to see them. So I'm always like looking at, when I'm out of town especially, I'll look at the camera while he's sleeping, or if I hear something on the camera, I'll turn it on and I can talk to Chris through the camera.
Yeah.
Like, hey guys, what are you doing? I'm an obsessed mom, it's fine. Yeah, and then I love his book section. We read a lot of books.
So he can be super duper smart.
So we sit here and read to him. And he likes books because he will literally sit still and look at the book when we're reading, and he'll want to hold it and look at the books. I love this custom.
This is nice. I do like this.
Sort of name plate situation. So traditionally, if you're familiar with nurseries, you put the name over the crib. That's the standard. But when I knew I was going to put the wallpaper here, I said, I don't want to cover the wallpaper at all, and it would just be too busy. And this wall was just kind of here, blank. So I ended up putting it here, and I really like the way it looks. I think it turned out really well.
It did. On
this wall. And when we're reading books, he'll look up at it, and I'll say, yep, that's your name. That's you. You're Jet Maxwell Lee. And then this was something I brought in after everything else because I just needed space to put stuff. So now it's just kind of holding stuff, clothes, blankets, his noise machine that is on a timer. It comes on when it's time for him to go to bed, and it has like a red light for him to sleep. Oh, his blackout curtains. So these block the light so that he can sleep longer, hopefully. But I love the scalloped look. I didn't want to do too much of the scalloping because it can read more for a girl, but like his bookshelves have the scalloped edges.
Oh, I never noticed that.
And it matches the curtains.
You really put a lot of thought into that.
Well, thanks.
Details.
Yeah.
You never knew.
Yeah. And then his closet. So this closet was not here. I had contractor come and just build just this little section, the drawers, the hanging space. He has a lot of clothes, like more than I thought he would have. And we're still kind of organizing it and figuring out where to put it. I still have so many diapers and wipes from baby shower thanks family and friends. We've not had to buy any diapers, which is a godsend. It's amazing. But yeah, this is his little closet. We keep all his little things in here. And then we change him here. I love this changing table. And he knows to lay here. We strap him in and get him ready for the day. And he's off to live his little 7-month-old life.
That's right.
Yeah. I do believe that home is wherever your family is. Home is where the heart is. And as much pride as I do take in this home and everything that I've put into the blood, sweat, and tears of what I put into this home, I'm really proud of that. If I'm, at my mom's house in Georgia with my family, that's home.
Home is where you're comfortable, where you just lay your head and everything is just easy.
Thanks for watching. Go to homeworthy.com for exclusive content and shopping guides.